welcome to our celebration of Justice Day here on St. Martin, July 17, 2015. Justice Day is not just a day that is commemorated on St. Martin. International Justice Day is celebrated throughout the world. On July 17th, all over the world, members of the justice services recognize the emerging justice system of combating international crimes and to create awareness about the criminal justice system. The Ministry of Justice uses this occasion to commemorate and openly express gratitude to those who uphold justice in our community. As we move forward, I'd like to please welcome Mr. York and ask all to please rise as we sing our national anthem, the St. Martin song.
But before doing that, I would like to ask each and everyone to put hands together for the brothers and sisters who cannot be here this afternoon because of their illness. When I look at the lineup of people who will speak this afternoon, I was asking myself, how would I survive this? I was asked to speak, and at the moment that I was asked to speak, at the moment I got a call, WhatsApp came in at the same time. And it was a picture of two dogs in a window, one black, one white, hugging each other. And they were watching outside that window and saying, "What's up with these humans? Racism, fighting, what's up with these humans?" And that made me think. First I started to think, I said, these dogs are wrong. The humans are the most intelligent beings in the world. Let me start by cars. Now we make cars that park themselves. We make big boats, trains. And for those who know a little bit about planes, if you know how a plane really stays in the air, it's through someone altering the speed of wind by dynamics. You have to be really, really intelligent to do something like that. So after that, I was as confused as the two dogs standing in the window. So what's up with these humans? Why the fighting? Why the disrespect? And I used that. I wanted to bring it back to our situation in St. Martin and the justice change and how we live on St. Martin. And after revising that and analyzing, I said we're blessed. A small country, multinationalities, we're blessed. Borders that are not controlled, we're blessed. And for the last 3 to 4 years that I've been in the management team of the police, I have not had a complaint about racism in our force. And furthermore, also not in our justice system. So we are blessed. I want to use that to motivate my colleagues and also, if I may, motivate the Minister of Justice to use this as a point to build. First, to build in a small land our justice system. There is a lot of expectations, and I must say not positive, of what we're doing in St. Martin. But everybody be fair and honest to this country that's been built. They will see and they will have a lot to learn from us. I want to congratulate all my colleagues, the department heads, for job well done so far. We're not there, and we have to be clear and honest about that. We're not there, but we have what to build on. And I know later down in the program, the Minister of Justice will be honoring different people. But from the police force, we have a motivator for the Minister of Justice. Someone can bring it. Minister, in our culture in the police, you only get one of these after you have gone through the whole phase of studying and training for police. Sometimes it's pain, and that's why we want to give it to you. We know the efforts. We understand, and as a motivator, each time the feeling is we can't go no further or we have to give up, you're allowed to look at this and think about the men and women who are out there working real hard to have justice in this country. Well, at the end of what my words, my train of thought, I'm nearly sure nobody really understood what I said. But the same will happen in a long, complicated speech. I still would like to leave you with a quote of Martin Luther King. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Have a good afternoon.
Mr. John, I want to thank you for that speech. It was much loaded. It was a heavy speech, and I captured a lot of it. I regret I didn't tape it, but if there's anyone taping it, I'd like to have a copy so I can listen to it again. We are here to celebrate International Justice Day, something that we've been doing for the last 5 years since we become a country within the Kingdom of the Netherlands. As Carl John said, we are a young country growing, and we have a lot of work to do. However, to me it seems that in the Kingdom, presently we are having a very toxic climate where it concerns understanding each other and working with each other, and I dare say even in the sector of justice. I've made an appeal to those within the Kingdom, the other countries, that this is not good for growth and it's not good for development. First of all, not for St. Martin, and also not for the growth of development within the Kingdom. Too often, we have confronting issues where there is no understanding, there's no comprehension, and we have to get off of that train. That train, if we stay on it, is destined to run off the cliff. It is not easy, but it's been challenging and given us more energy to do what we have to do as government, the Council of Ministers, and in particular the Minister of Justice, for us to do what we have to do to continue building this country. To the ladies and gentlemen, the men in the justice sector, congratulations for what you have done so far in helping to build this country. It is not easy, and in particular when the attitude that is being portrayed by other countries in the kingdom is like what it is now. I am happy to witness that we have a representative from the French side and also a representative from Anguilla here this afternoon. Because we are so close to each other that if we don't start fighting crime and working together as justice pillars together, it would not make sense. So I'm happy to see that we have a representative from Anguilla and from the French side, and that this cooperation on all areas be continued and be strengthened. We are continuously being accused of not doing anything to fight border crossing crimes. But we can only do that if we work together with our neighbors. I've always heard, and I can't remember how the old people say, it is better to live good with your neighbors than to have a faraway family. Because your neighbor can come and help you out the fire much faster than your family who's miles and miles away. All of us together has challenges, but the performance and the work that we all together, you in particular in uniform, in every sector, has displayed is proof that we're going to reach the goal together. I want to wish you all a happy International Justice Day. For the weekend, let's reflect a little bit ourselves. Ask yourself if you've done your best and if you can do more. And if you can do more, let's together join forces and continue to do our best. Congratulations and have a pleasant day.
In particular, I would like to address myself to the members of our uniformed services. Good afternoon and congratulations to you. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is for me an honor to be able to address you this afternoon on the occasion of the commemoration of International Justice Day. It is appropriate that we join with other countries around the world in commemorating this day on which the Treaty of Rome was entered into, establishing the International Court of Justice, which is seated in The Hague. It is important that countries stand still to reflect the progress that is being made against the challenges of war crimes, genocide, crimes against humanity, war and aggression throughout the world. We think, for instance, of Syria, Iraq, and some other countries in the Middle East and what they are going through. We are most fortunate to be living in this part of the world, where we are not directly faced with such atrocities. We are lucky to live on this beautiful and peaceful island we call St. Martin. Nevertheless, it is also highly appropriate that we also reflect and thank and recognize the persons who work in the field of justice in order to secure safety, peace, and stability in our country. Justice is one of the fundamental pillars of any society. Without a proper functioning justice system, there would be much chaos and suffering. We may recall that St. Martin, on becoming a country within the kingdom, was faced with an enormous task of building its justice system from the ground. We had a lot to learn with very little time to make it work, and we had no previous experience in managing a ministry of justice and the related services such as the police, the immigration, etc. Today, just about 5 years after 10-10-10, We all may be very proud of what we have been able to accomplish in such a short period of time. Although the necessary financial means and personnel were not always readily available. We all recognize that we have to do more and there's need for further improvement. This day serves as a day of reflection that the justice system requires our constant attention. I would like to make use of this opportunity to thank the previous Minister of Justice, Mr. Roland Duncan, and the present Minister of Justice, Mr. Dennis Richardson, for their input and hard work under these very difficult circumstances. I furthermore would like to express my sincere appreciation and thanks to the management, staff, and personnel of all the organizations in the justice chain for their tireless, dedicated, and committed service to our country. Especially those of you who constantly put your lives at risk in the exercise of your duties so that others and the entire community may enjoy peace, security. Especially, I would also like to commemorate and thank those of you, commend and thank those of you for your many years of service. I congratulate you and your families and hereby thank you in particular for your valued service. At times, we are confronted with crimes and criminals. We depend on your service, your actions, to reassure the community that justice will be served, and we depend on you resolving those difficult issues. We thank all of you for your dedication and your service in the administration of justice. On this International Day of Justice, we have a lot to be thankful and to be grateful for. The Almighty God continues to keep a special eye on St. Martin and its people. As we commemorate the past and look to the present, we must continue to prepare for the future in order to guarantee continued growth and stability. I dare say that our future tomorrow will largely depend on what preparations we make today. I submit that we must continue to invest in our people. Educating our people, the young as well as the old, is an essential requirement for the future development of our country. Education, just like justice, is another very important pillar that lays the foundation for a bright tomorrow. I applaud the efforts of the Justice Academy in providing training for new recruits in the police force and other professional opportunities for the personnel. I encourage you to continue with these endeavors. Today, as we celebrate International Justice Day, we must commit to make all efforts to continue to provide a good and proper functioning justice system. We must realize that education is the key to a brighter future and continued prosperity. I hereby would like to suggest that our government, together with the private sector and the University of St. Martin, all join hands together in a concerted effort to establish the law faculty at the University of St. Martin without further delay. I have spoken to many persons who are interested and have expressed the desire to acquire a legal degree, but are unable to leave St. Martin to attend a university elsewhere. And I'm quite certain and sure that many persons among us and working in the justice chain will be willing to gladly make use of such an opportunity. I am convinced that such a faculty will provide our country with the necessary professional expertise to strengthen the administration of justice in our country, as well as to provide opportunities for persons who work in the public sector to further obtain professional knowledge that will assist them in executing their tasks as civil servants. We have to invest today in order to guarantee a bright future for tomorrow. A tomorrow where we all can continue to enjoy peace, security, and tranquility. In closing, I request you to continue rendering your dedicated services to the community and to contribute to the further development of our beloved country, St. Martin. Let us continue to strive for peace, tranquility, and prosperity for all who live here and all who visit this country. May God bless you, and may God continue to bless St. Martin and protect its coast. I thank you.
I brought my motivator with me, Mark. I'll keep it close because it is necessary, and you know why. We are confronted by people who come and tell us what all is wrong with our system and what all should be done, and it should be done yesterday. But they were not there when we started out with nothing, and they did not give their hand in friendship and support when we asked for it. So therefore it's cheap to sit back and make a list of what's wrong with our justice system, saying you're not doing your job. It doesn't work that way. This is a developing country. We have a lot to do, we know that. There are a lot of things that has to be done and corrected. We will do it. It won't happen today, and it might not happen tomorrow. But I can guarantee you the mentality of the people of St. Martin is that the day after tomorrow, it will happen. I would like to start out by asking you all, put your hands together for the uniformed services who look so sharp on this. I was told by someone who could know it that the Dutch police officers don't know how to march anymore because they don't train for it. Well, our boys look good. Thank you. Just a little bit of kick to the knees, a little bit kicking back on the shins. And I also would like to ask you to stand for a moment of silence in remembrance of those who lost their lives approximately a year ago on that fatal flight over the Ukraine, for which our flags at half-mast. Please stand for a moment. The theme for International Justice Day on St. Martin today is ensuring a just, equal, and fair society. A very lofty goal for our country of St. Martin. And definitely a target that cannot be reached with the sole input of the justice chain. Because we are here to a great degree more involved in cleaning up the mess than in preventing the mess. Other ministries are more charged with trying to prevent that things go wrong with our community, that our youth derail and go into a life of crime. And that those who have derailed need to get back on the rail, to do the right thing and be a constructive citizen of St. Martin. For that is more necessary than we in the justice chain can offer. And therefore it is absolutely necessary that we cooperate. It is absolutely necessary that we cooperate within the justice chain to become much more effective in the combating of crime. But it is also absolutely necessary that we cooperate with other ministries, with the private sector, with the civic society to ensure that our community gets the best attention it can get in the area of prevention. Our country has all the responsibilities of a large country, but has only the resources of a small country. And the only way for us to be able to tackle these problems effectively, if instead of standing with the backs to each other, we turn and face each other and sit down and ask each other, how can I help you to solve your problem, and how can you help me to solve my problem? That is the only way we'll be able to do it in the future, given the limited means that we have. Maybe if one day if BKS is strong enough, they could take over the Sabre Bank and we could exploit it for oil, then we might have enough money to do whatever we want. It's just a little jab at the BKS, but jabbing back at the Justice Shane just now, right? Remember? Naturally, that will not happen, and naturally, we have no intention of doing that, or that is not the solution. The solution for us is using our creativity, the attitude of our people to get things done, and not to talk too much about it, although sometimes it is necessary to talk about it, but to get things done, to cooperate together, and make it work here on St. Martin. I believe in this country. I worked hard to get this country established, and I will do whatever is necessary to maintain country St. Martin, even onto battling the hate once in a while.
We had to do that when they want to fall in the